Hi, I'm Daniel Burkholder, and on February 20th, I'll be teaching a workshop, Reducing Neck and Shoulder Tension. This workshop is based on the Feldenkrais Method, which is a form of movement education that uses kind of learning new movement patterns to bring greater awareness to how we move and greater efficiency to that movement. And of course, when we're more aware of what we're doing and we're more efficient in how we do it, that helps reduce tension or discomfort that we might have in our bodies. I've been a Feldenkrais practitioner since 2004. I've taught this workshop and other workshops online and in person many times. I really love sharing this work with people because it does bring this greater sense of kind of coming home in one's body while also helping really address really specific movement issues. And in this workshop, it's this, so many of us are sitting in a computer like I'm doing right now, and we suffer from neck and shoulder tension. And I found that this work is really helpful. It's been helpful to me and many, many people that I've had a chance to share this with. So, the Feldenkrais method is interesting, especially the lessons that we're going to be doing where you're going to be moving yourself to kind of foster kind of that release and that relief in your own body. And one of the things that I think is really interesting about the approach is this kind of almost meditative kind of structure that we use. So you're going to move slowly and with attention. Yeah. So for an example of that, if you wanted to just do something with me or just watch for a second, one thing that we could do is move our head or look to one side or the other. Yeah. So I could look to one side or the other, and I could just feel how far I can go easily. If I slow down and actually pay greater attention to the sensations in my body, the feelings in my body, I'll notice that a little bit earlier than what I think, there's a little bit of resistance or a little bit of tension. I often call it a speed bump. So if I'm sitting and I turn to one side and I really pay attention, like somewhere right in here, I can feel that difference. Like right here, it's really easy, and then there it just takes a little bit more effort to keep going. Again, I can turn further, but it takes a little bit more effort. So we want to kind of play with how to increase the easiest range of motion that we have. Yeah. So if you want to just try this with me, you can keep your eyes open or close your eyes and just slowly turn your head a little bit to one side and a little bit to the other. Just kind of keeping on that easy side of the speed bump, right? We're not trying to find any stretch or strain, certainly. It's that really easy range of motion, right? And now go ahead and take this is my left hand, so it'd be your right hand if you're mirroring me, and put it on your opposite leg. So I'm resting my hands on my thighs. I'm bringing this hand over and setting here and twisting my shoulders a little bit to this side, yeah? And so now in this situation, turn your head a little bit one way and then the other. And you'll just notice kind of what that feels like. I often find closing my eyes is really helpful. Yeah, maybe just one more time. You're just kind of noticing the sensations in your body as you do this without judgment or anything like that. And then come back center. And now take your other hand and bring it across your body and twist your shoulders aside. And in this kind of position, go ahead and turn your head a little bit side to side. So our shoulders are twisted and they stay in that twisted position as we turn our head a little bit one way and a little bit the other. Yeah. And again, just come back to center. Bring your hands on, place both hands on each thigh, and then just again go ahead and turn your head. Yeah. And you may or may not, I feel a little bit more range of motion to this side especially. Here maybe a little bit more, but here definitely there's more. Yeah. So often what we do in Feldenkrais lessons is something like this. This is a very simple example, obviously, but we look at a movement. We figure out how we might incorporate more of our body into the movement. we kind of do a little differentiation and integration of the movement, and that brings this kind of greater awareness and greater efficiency in movie, especially by moving slow and what have you. The lessons that will, the movement sequences that we'll do in the workshop are, of course, more complicated than this. We'll mostly be lying on the floor, and they'll be longer. The workshop is about 2 hours. And in that 2 hours, we'll get about 3 30-minute lessons in, then with some time for explanation and discussion and questions. Anyway, February 20th, I'll be offering my Reducing Neck and Shoulder Tension workshop. And if you took, about a year ago, I taught this workshop, but it was a different workshop at the same time. It was addressing the same issues, but it was a different set of lessons. So if you took it a year ago, this time it's going to be completely different lessons. Similar, obviously, same kind of construct and approach, but kind of different ways of looking at this issue. So if you came before, I hope you can join us again. If you didn't take the lesson last year, that's fine. This workshop stands by itself. So anyway, I hope to see many of you on February 20th, and take care.